Hello, welcome back to Zeke's Garage. Today I'm in the shop. Man, I've been putting off this frame project for the buggy for quite a while. So I went and bought some steel today, and we're gonna get back on this thing. I bought some 2x4 by 3/16, and I'm gonna start building my front and rear bumpers and the rear cross member for this thing, so I can start throwing some suspension under it and get going with at least getting this Dana 70 under it for now. And in the meanwhile, to do that, I gotta do a little bit of cleaning in this shop. My body projects over here, and the motor, and see that covered thing there, all of this. I've been doing a little bit of cleaning here. She's looking better. I'll show you around a little bit. So you got this big open space here. Dana 70s here. This is the engine under the cover. Welder, torch, cherry picker, roll cart, smoker. But you know, look at this. I've got some room in here. So I'm thinking this frame's gonna go on the concrete piece, and then I'm gonna get this body up in the air, maybe set it up on some wheels and tires, so I can work on it a little bit too in between the other projects. But we'll get going on the front bumper here and the rear, either the rear bumper, or I'm gonna replace the whole rear cross member there with 2x4 by 3/16 and call it the rear bumper, because the tires are going to be right at the end of the frame, so really won't have a bumper on the back. The tires will be the bumper essentially. So I got that stuff in my truck here. Let's go get it unloaded. I might need some help, hopefully not. Looking for some gloves here at the moment. Let's see, helps if I have a right and a left. Okay, let's see. Took the old truck to the scrap metal place today and spent about 200 bucks. Ouch, that's why I've been on hold here for a minute. But here's my 11-foot section, and the 9-foot section, about 20 feet. 9-footers in the bed. So let's get this out. Thought I'd show you this while it's in the works here. Little spring cleaning. Got to get this guy to where we can start working on the rear suspension here, so I need it on the concrete. Motor and everything I moved over to here, and I plan on spinning this body tub sideways right here in the rocks, setting it up on some tires so we can start working on body stuff here when I don't have money for suspension stuff. But I do have my rear truss and the upper and lower coil mounts, and there's some coil springs. Man, I'm out of it today. Of all different menagerie. If you can see that, so I have to turn the light on here. The lighting sucks. Carl, fix it. Okay, now that's better. Now you guys won't scream at me in the comments. Coils. That looked like $20 worth of coils. That's all I get for all of those. Awesome. Anyway, Kyle's here helping me straighten stuff out. And yeah, just gonna start getting after this buggy. Well, good morning and welcome back to Zeke's Garage. Today I'm going to start on the buggy frame. Let me show you what I'm going to do here. So this is the rear cross member for the frame, and it's like 1/8 inch. It's pretty thin, and if you're going to do any recoveries or anything, or even be pulled backwards or whatever from this thing, you want to brace this thing up. And they make these inserts that you can buy that sit in the corner here. And you bolt, you drill and you bolt them in. I think they bolt in here, and then you drill and bolt. But I'm thinking with some of my 2x4 channel that I have right there, that I'm going to cut a piece that'll sit inside each frame rail here and brace this thing up. So here's a scrap that I have. I'm thinking I'm just gonna see, this is wide enough to, this cross member has this little curl to it. I think that'll sit just inside the curl
But the issue is that this tapers down from the full 2-inch. Tapers down, so I think I'm going to cut it right here with the Sawzall. Cut the edge here and splay this down so I can still have a nice little channel here to butt that into, and then weld all the way around the channel as well as down both ends of the parallel of this guy. So I'll make it really nice and strong. So that's my idea. We'll see if it works, and then, you know, of course I'll weld all this stuff up nice and solid here on the ends, so we got a good, and then the butt welds in here will be welded solid as well. So that's my idea. We'll start to execute it here and see if it's gonna work. Okay, cross member's cut out. So here's a look at my idea. I cut the taper and pulled this down with my big crescent wrench. So now I can just set this, see, here's my scrap chunk. I can just set that cross member in there, and I'll have all this surface area to weld around it to make it strong, and then, you know, a nice big weld on the inside here and around the top, and then, like I said, bracing this up around the backside there. So I'll cut my cross member now, and we'll get it pounded in there and make sure it fits really nice, because this is kind of far away. So I think I'll get in there with my burr tool and clean that up so she sits nice and flush, and we'll go from there. All right, with that cross member cut out of the way, I've cut the little recessed divot out there so the test piece will sit nice and flush right against the inside of the frame rail, and then I can just fill this whole cavity here with weld and come around this and brace it in there really nice and strong. So should be a good solid bracing welding this new piece in. So we'll just get some of this channel cut to what we need here, and we'll go from there. Okay, Kyle and I cut this cross member 1/16 of an inch tight and had to drive it in here with the hammer, so we got a nice tight fit. So it's just down to the welding, but that'll be super strong. So we'll get that welded in, and then I'll put my coil mounts underneath it, and we'll be putting a 4-link under this thing in no time. Okay, Kyle and I flipped this frame over, so it's upside down at the moment here. And I'm just sizing up my rear coil mounts here. They're gonna butt right up against the end of the frame. I'm gonna level this frame up to where the center of this frame's level, so I can tell where. Then we'll level these up, decide that my coils are gonna be straight up and down there. And we just determined that from this hole, which is pretty much center of where the axle used to live, to this hole, we're gaining 21 inches approximately of wheelbase. That's going to make this thing about 115 inch wheelbase. That'll be cool. I can deal with that. Well, hello. It's Friday before Father's Day. It's a decent day here in Salt Lake City. It's not going to be 100 degrees today. They're saying just 90. Just 90. Anyway, I got to do some more welding and grinding on this frame. If I get her in frame there you go. And
start getting this thing put together so I can get that rear end under it. So let's see what we can get done here today.
All right, my end caps are a little ugly looking because of all the surgery I had to do to fill the grinder holes, and some of those gaps were quite big, but I think I got her pretty good. But to hide that, we're gonna do this. So I'm gonna weld them on there to hide most of that ugly. That'll be the strongest point to mount those anyway. So we'll get to that. Pretty good. I'll get the other one on this other side, and I might call it a day for this hot work. Okay, the second one's on there. Now it's time to size up these coil mounts. Get them welded on there. They're just sitting there for now. So I'm going to level this frame up on some jack stands. Get this middle section of the frame right here as level as possible so I can level these guys. So my coils are straight up and down, and we'll stick them on this thing. Okay, here's an update. I've got that rear cross member level. Let's put this guy on the... This is right where the skid plate for the transfer case mounts. I'd say that's close enough. So the only other thing are these coil mounts, and they're still off, so I'm still working on them. But we're closing right in on it here. Okay, the first one's stitched on there, all nice and leveled up. On to the next one. Okay, this guy's all welded on there. Ain't pretty, but I promise it ain't coming off of there. So that's pretty good. Now I got to flip this frame over and maybe get some coils underneath that thing and see where we're at there. I think I'm gonna add the skid plate to this that mounts right in there. So I know where that lives, and then we can start building the 4-link. So anyway, I think that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Appreciate you tuning in and watching. I know it's slow going, but I'm doing this as I can afford it. No sponsors, so it is all my money, and coming up with this extra money to do all of this is not easy. So appreciate you having patience and sticking in there with me. I will get her done, I promise. It may not be, I don't know, maybe next spring before she's running and driving, depending on finances for sure, but that's hopefully my goal. We'll see if that pans out time-wise and finances-wise. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for my new subscribers. Looks like I'm up about 25 since my big lull that I had when I split the channels at Easter there. I lost about 10 subscribers, and then it just sat stagnant for about 3 months. So I was really worried about this channel. This channel is what it is. I'm gonna do what I enjoy doing. I'm gonna do my builds on this channel. You'll see, you know, the Buggy, the Scramblers, and the K5, and probably my father's CJ7 when we do work on it on this channel. So, and other than that, it's gonna be adventures, and when we get out, you'll see 4-wheeling videos and that kind of thing. So hang in there for the good stuff. It's coming. The other Jeep's really close, the black Jeep. And when that's ready to go, we're gonna get out and do some wheeling, and we'll take you guys along. So till then, hang in there. Appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Let's catch you on the next one.